everybody that's watching. This is Michelle from CT Beer Tours. We're at it again with our lockdown report. So we are here today with Phil and Kat from the Connecticut Brewers Guild. And so they're going to give us a little bit of an update on the pandemic opening, as well as ways that we can support the beer industry. So to get us started, if you kind of want to go over how this pandemic has kind of been affecting the brewery industry kind of overall.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Michelle, for having us on today. I appreciate it. And again, appreciate your support, throughout the year and especially during this time. So, obviously this pandemic's affecting everyone. And, we've seen this really impact a lot of our small businesses in our communities and especially our Connecticut breweries. So we've had to really adapt to this whole curbside pickup, takeout situation that happened the first 2 weeks. And then delivery was approved for all of our breweries. So it's just been, we've been very proud to see a lot of our breweries adapt and rise to the occasion during this unprecedented time. So a lot of them really started to get their online ordering sites up and running so you can order your beer for pickup and kind of set up makeshift drive-through services at their establishments. But it's been really interesting to see, and we're happy to see them really adapt to it.
That's awesome. I know I noticed, down at the Barracks actually had like a little tiki hut for their delivery, which I thought was pretty cool. So I'm going to bring up the Connecticut Hospitality Employee Fund. I know it's a way for everybody to give back kind of to that industry. And I know you guys had kind of some collaborative beers kind of going on to kind of help support that. So if you want to kind of explain the fund a little bit, as well as what you guys have going on.
It's been really amazing seeing all the breweries come together and work on developing these beers that go back to benefit either the Connecticut Employee Relief Fund or another benefit in their town or across the state. Armada and Bad Sons put together Comped, which 100% of the proceeds go to benefit the Connecticut Hospitality Employee Relief Fund. We also have this great collaboration going on throughout the globe called All Together, where there's over 600 breweries participating, and I believe there's 16 breweries participating in Connecticut alone. And that's sort of the brainchild of Other Half in Brooklyn. That is sort of this universal recipe that everyone can use to help raise money for their state.
And so for us at the Connecticut Brewers Guild, we decided we had our festival that was scheduled for the end of March, which we were going to, every year we do a collaboration beer with our board of directors and release that beer at the festival upon entrance to our attendees. And so since the festival got pushed off, we had to come up with something to do with that beer, and we thought of a really great idea to release that beer at Alvarium, where a portion of the proceeds is going towards the Connecticut Hospitality Employee Relief Fund. So the Connecticut Restaurant Association and all their partners and us have been really pushing to all of our suppliers and allied trade members to donate towards this to help hospitality workers in the state of Connecticut.
Yeah, I love seeing how fast you guys are selling out of this stuff too, which is pretty cool. It just goes to show the strength of kind of the community and people supporting you guys. So during all this, a couple breweries have actually opened in the midst of being kind of shut down. Dockside down in Milford and Phantom Brewing out in Hartford. You want to kind of explain a little bit of kind of how they're doing?
It's crazy just to even open up a brewery. It takes a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. And now trying to open up during a pandemic is a whole nother beast within itself. And we're very happy and very proud to see what Dockside and Phantom have been doing since their opening. I think Dockside's opening was supposed to be the week that bars and restaurants got shut down. So, and Phantom was only going to be a week or two later. And in 2019, we saw a brewery open up pretty much every other week, and we're still starting to see that. And they just had to adapt, and it was just very happy to see that they're getting the branding out there, getting some name recognition in the state, and just kind of build the momentum of the excitement of when we can open up again to be able to say, hey, I've had your beer, I really loved it. Now I can actually go and sit down at your place and enjoy it, hopefully soon.
I think it goes to show, too, the level of dedication that Connecticut has for its breweries. People are genuinely excited to drink something that's local, and seeing something that pops up down the road from their house or 20 minutes away from their house is this exciting thing that they can do during quarantine. They can go out and support someone who is starting a brewery or starting something that they really love to be a part of.
So speaking of reopening, how do you kind of see, the phase one kind of plan kind of going into place? Like, what are kind of some of the concerns that you've heard kind of from the breweries on this kind of phase one? I know there's a lot of questions up in the air still of how this is going to actually work.
Yeah, so right now, Governor Lamont is putting May 20th still as the date for phase one reopening with 14 days of continuous decline. So we're very happy to be working with the governor's office, DCP Liquor Control, on what phase one would look like for our breweries. And what we're seeing is that we're going to be able to allow to open up an outdoor only. So outdoor within, of course, keeping social distancing in mind, tables 6 feet away, keeping your parties less than a certain number, not really, communing together around tables, and being 6 feet apart, of course. And so our number one priority as an association, and of course as our breweries, is the public safety. And we've always had that since ever this started happening. And we're, of course, not only for the public and for our consumers, but for our staff as well, and the ones who have been working or who are going to be coming back to work in, the public environment. We just need to make sure everybody's abiding by the CDC, World Health Organization, of course, Connecticut's social distancing guidelines and protective measures to make sure everybody is being safe and smart. While we are, of course, wanting, and excited to see breweries open up back again, to have a beer with our friends again outside, we just need to keep in mind that this is going to be a slow progression of opening. And, while we need to make sure that breweries are bringing in the much needed revenue to keep their doors open, public safety, of course, is number one.
Yeah, I keep telling everybody, just, be patient. We'll get there. And I think everybody's been pretty receptive with that. So with any closing remarks, do you have anything, as people are watching, any last words you want anybody to know?
I think that we really just want to thank everyone for continuing to go out and support local breweries and small businesses alike. I think that we've really seen a push for the community aspect of it, and everyone's been really amazing.
Yeah, we've always been community driven and really hyper-local focus on all of our breweries. And we're just continuing to see that through this pandemic, is everybody really understanding how important it is to support your local business and helping your neighbors. So we're very, very humbled and thankful for the community support. And we would just ask everybody to be understanding of how we're going to be moving forward.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank you guys again for hopping on with me. And hopefully I will see you out in the public sooner rather than later.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Michelle.